Hey everyone, welcome back to KC3D Sparks. Today we're going to be making column prop miniatures. They're actually really easy to make. So basically we're going to be using the Bezier curve to make the actual outline of whatever shape you want, and then use the screw modifier to wrap it around all the way, and then we'll convert it to a mesh and we can add our bases for how we like. So these are just a couple examples of what I was messing around with earlier. Obviously, if I was going to print these out as columns, I would probably add a capital or a topper and a base for them, anything like that. This one's kind of reflective of the Doric column, so I just had a little bit of fun interpretation with that, and I just capped it off on the top and bottom. So anyway, like I said, these are really quick and simple to make, depending on how specific you want to get with the shape, of course, but basically all we have to do to get started is, you can change the units to whatever you would like. I'm going to work in inches. I'm not going to worry about the actual sizes until I'm done modeling the pillars, so nothing too crazy. After that, we're just going to do Shift A, curve, Bezier curve. Once we get that, want to center in on that. We're going to rotate it 90 degrees. Rotate it 90 degrees. So I'm in the front view right now, so that way it's oriented like it was actually going up and down, because I think that's how I would actually want it printed. I think it would be the easiest that way. Now you can just tab into edit mode, and if you've never worked with Bezier curves before, they're actually really simple. They can be a little bit weird to get used to sometimes, but they're nothing too crazy. So of course it's going to have these arrows showing you the path that they're on, and then you'll see that it kind of has these handles. Like if you've ever worked with Adobe Illustrator, it's pretty similar to that. So if you grab one of these handles, it'll turn the curve. Even if you bring it in and out, you can grab the center one, literally grab it. You can grab this one, hit E to extrude like you would a normal mesh, and bring that up, and that's how we actually get our length as well. So yeah, basically all you want to do is start having some fun with this. So I think I want to try to have a base like this. I'm just going to start messing around really until I get a shape that I like. So let's speed through that real quick. Sure, that's kind of an interesting shape. So obviously once we have the screw modifier, we can still go back in and edit any kind of shape. So let's go ahead, just go to the modifier tabs and add the modifier in. Obviously it is wrong because it did the Z axis. We're going to change that to X, and the normals are wrong, so we'll also check this box to fix the normals. So I'm going to leave the angle at 360 degrees because obviously I want it to be a complete circle. If you do it any less, it's just going to start opening up. Hit that back. And then steps is going to make it either smoother or more geometric. So if you wanted it to be less, you could go into like some sort of triangle column, which could be cool. Or if you want it completely smooth, just up the steps a lot, and that'll add in a ton of edge loops to make it super, super smooth. So I obviously don't need that many. I'm just gonna put it at 82. That one looks pretty good. So that's all we really need for the actual modifier itself. I mean, these other ones are if you're actually making like some sort of screw or spring or something, you can mess with that one. But since I'm just making a column, I really only need the angle and the steps to be right, as well as the axis. So once you get that and you're happy with your shape, this actually looks more like a cool vase right now, which, not complaining, but I think I would leave this as the base itself. I think that would look cool coming onto the floor, but I'd want some sort of topper. So I want to go ahead and add that real quick. So I'm going to grab this one, E to extrude. Okay, I like that. That being attached to a ceiling would look cooler to me. So just in case if I change my mind later on, I'm still going to do like I normally do and duplicate it. Now all I have to do is convert this to a mesh first. So you have to hit Alt-C, Mesh from Curve, and that will apply the modifier for you. And then I can just go into edit mode by hitting Tab, grab that circle, face it off. Grab this circle, face that off, and there is your super simple column or pillar, whichever you're going for. So like I said, really easy, simple. You can have a lot of fun with the Bezier curves. Even while you're in here, after you apply the modifier, you can go crazy with what you can create. Ooh, that's weird. Obviously it won't work too well if you do something like that, so you'll want to stick to something that makes sense, but you can just have a lot of fun with this while you're modeling. So obviously you want to make sure it's still a clean mesh and it looks like it would actually be something you'd want to print. But once you guys are finished with your shapes, obviously you can go back and hit N to open up your menu, and you can work on the size. So a lot of times if it's like, okay, well, I want this to be in some sort of temple because it's, you know, nice and sleek looking, it'll look really nice. So let's do some really, like, it's a huge temple, so probably a 4-inch diameter. Obviously we don't want it to be a 12-foot diameter. That's a little large. We'll just size it to be right there. There we go. And then I could convert that to millimeters, and that's what I would actually print. Just make sure you size it before you enter it into your printer. If you guys have any questions, please just let me know in the comments down below. Like I said, this tutorial is going to be really quick and simple. A lot of it is just messing with these curves, so they do take some getting used to, because sometimes if it's like, okay, you want a sharp edge, you'd really have to just mess with these handles. So bring this down, bring this up, so you can start getting a sharper edge. Sometimes you probably want another vertice here though, so that way, or a curve here to try and get a little bit more sharp than what it already is. But this one is kind of like a mushroom actually. That looks neat, but it's a little bit easier since it has this curve right here. So you can get sharp edges. It takes a little bit of getting used to, like I said, but let me know if you guys make anything really cool and print it out. I'd love to see what you guys make. Let me know if you have any requests for any future videos as well, and I will see you guys in the next video.